All right, what up, y'all? What up, y'all? I found this one pretty interesting because it pretty much falls under good podcasting, bad podcasting. So pretty much, I guess Young Ant Jefe passed out yesterday on the news. So then Viral Way ended up putting a video out, kind of like talking shit a little bit or calling people out. So let's just get into this and see what they both got to say.
Fell asleep because I was tired. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying, really running on too much energy. So everybody see that I got this 7-Eleven double cup, and they coming out, oh, he off the lean, that's the lean now, oh, he off the heroin now, this and that, and a lot of y'all don't know what y'all talking about. For one,
And Young Ant Jefe does stay double cupped up, though. I'll say that. And just from the stigma that's been out there for years, that if you see someone with a double cup, just you're putting off the image of drinking lean. Like, it can be insulated and all that other stuff, but I mean, maybe not. Well, I feel like you're drinking liquor or lean, something that you want to keep the ice cold and you're trying to sip all day. I don't really see double cupping like a soda and other stuff like that. Like, you're really gonna save that soda all day and just like carry it around with you? It's a little trippy.
I don't have a problem if it was or if it wasn't lean. For whatever reason, I'm double cupped up don't mean that I'm sipping on lean. The method is to keep whatever you have in this cup cold.
And I feel like, yeah, it's to keep it cold, but if you double cupped up, it's either like liquor or lean or something. Because if you're gonna have a soda, you're gonna be carrying it around all day, or even water and the top's open, like all kinds of dust and particles and all kinds of shit are gonna be falling in on top of it. I mean, I guess it's kind of the same with the lean and the liquor, but maybe you're just getting so faded at that point you don't even care. But if I'm sober, I'm like worried about like shit going in and particles falling in my cup, man. You never know.
Me falling asleep on no jumper was due to sleep. I didn't have that much sleep.
Was due to sleep.
But however, Viral Way tapped in, and you know, a few people, my supporters tapped in, like, hey man, you know, Viral Way slick this, and this is slick this and that. So I went ahead and watched it. I'm gonna play what Viral Way had to say.
When we go to No Jumper, even when they have us hosting, they have topics that they want us to discuss because they know a large portion of their supporting audience is low IQ, low vibrational, low level.
What's he have in his hand? What is that? Looks like chapstick or something. You know what's funny? I just watched a little video on YouTube. It popped up, but all like the TikTok girls and the people doing the bird hands like this, like talking to you, trying to get their point across or something. And is this Viral Way's way? Like, cause you know how Trump like does this, like, you know, whatever the hell he's saying. But I guess the new trend on TikTok is like pecking at you, like, you hear me? You hear me though? You hear me?
Fucking idiots that is entertained by people doing this. Oh yeah, yeah. That's what they entertained by.
I mean, but you're really throwing shots like at Brick, and then now Young Ant Jefe. Like, who else you throwing shots at? I mean, Conrad passed out, but he really ain't been on there too much, and he tries to avoid being on the camera. But I mean, a lot of times we're interviewing a guest, and then their homies will be in the room sitting on the little couch or the chair. Well, they'll start snoring for sure. They'll pass out. Well, half the time, if we're doing the interview, and if I start passing out, dude, I know this is a boring-ass interview. I doubt people are really going to want to watch it, because some of these fucking people, bro, I'm like this, dude, bobbing. Like I told Adam, bro, if you see me bobbing, man, this shit has no energy, because if it's halfway, partly entertaining, I'm into it, I'm laughing, I'm watching. Then you even hear Adam, he'll say something. He's like, if I know Donnie's laughing, I know it's going to be a good one.
Like, you didn't hear me when I was talking to Ralphie? I said, damn, cuz, like, how is niggas entertained by niggas just drinking lean and going to sleep? Y'all niggas crazy as fuck. Like, they are, the shit they entertained by, I couldn't fathom being entertained by. My brain does not travel that low to be entertained by the shit they entertained by. I know this when I go over there. Like, having healthy dialogue and actually talking and conversing like a person with a brain is a turnoff for most of the audience over there.
But bro, when you come in with like like so serious and like sincere about it all. Like, you think that's dialogue and that's conversating, like just shooting the shit? Seems like you're trying to like preach and like, oh, this is how it is, and this is how y'all supposed to think. Where we all think different, bro. Came from different places. How people think they know all, be all, end all. Where it's like, bro, this is a crazy life and a crazy world, and a lot of people think in different ways. A lot of people, like, you're thinking a lot of people are just coming on here to watch the shit to learn something. A lot of people are coming on here to waste time, laugh, trip out.
It's mind-boggling. They're on a podcast, which the entire basis of a podcast is dialogue.
No, and I agree with this, and I've said it a bunch of times. A good podcast is like easy on the ears. You know, like you listen to a good song and it's easy on the ears and you're just like, yeah, like it makes sense. Well, a good podcast is the same way. Like, people know how to talk, stop, let the other person talk, not drag on too long. Everything just works smooth and in sync. That's how I look at it. Like, a good podcast is almost like music. It should just be smooth and easy. Where if it's like super disruptive, like a 4Extra interview, like banging on the table, yelling, all this crazy stuff, like, yeah, that's like shock value. Like, you're gonna watch it and it's like comedy kinda and you're tripping on it. If you got like a long drive or you're trying to soak up some game or learn something, like, that's not like a Joe Rogan pace. I get what he's saying with that for sure.
You know, before podcasts became before they added the video aspect of a podcast, it was radio only. Podcast started as audio only. The majority of podcast listeners listen to audio only. Yet, when we go to No Jumper,
Yeah, but let me correct you on that. Because when podcasts came out, I think we had 3G. No way in hell were you gonna be cruising around on your phone with 3G watching a video without that shit buffering and stopping. 4G got a little better, but 5G now, bro, like, dude, you could be damn near anywhere watching a video, doing anything. So to say it started as audio, it had to, because our internet service couldn't support it. But everything grows and evolves.
the audience doesn't want any dialogue. They don't want any conversation. They want antics and stupid shit for 2 hours straight. And that's entertainment.
Well, you see everybody watching these reality shows. A lot of people are just watching shit to waste time. Like, a lot of people are probably smart or whatever the case may be. They just want to watch something to waste time, and it's more like a reality show than information. Now, if you're an information-based platform and you start doing some bullshit, then yeah, I get it. Like, I could see Adam doing a show that was just based around info and based around that, but everybody's info is different. Like, what you think info is different than when somebody else thinks info. When it all just becomes a debate about like race and history and all this stuff, like, I mean, I don't know. That's your style of podcast, but it ain't everybody else's style.
Talking with a brain, using your brain, is called boring over there. This is not me dissing No Jumper. Shout out to No Jumper. You feel me? Shout out to Gang and them. I'm talking about their audience. They're fucking idiots. The majority. There's pockets of people who appreciate real dialect. How the fuck do you come to watch a podcast and say people talking on a podcast is boring when the entire basis of a podcast is to talk?
What is he yelling about? Seems like he's just mad all the time. Like, what the fuck is he even yelling about right now?
Imagine you're riding in your car on the radio, listening to a podcast on the radio. How do you listen to how do you listen to somebody sleep?
No, that's just gonna put me to sleep too. Imagine you're just driving down the freeway. That's like white noise. Like, you know, when you go to sleep sometimes and if it's loud outside or whatever, you put the white noise on or whatever the hell the little app's got. That's pretty much what snoring would do. Because you driving, I already have a hard enough time staying awake while I'm driving. Let alone someone snoring, dude. I'm fucking be out too.
Imagine you stuck in traffic. You like, I want to listen to a podcast today. And the entire podcast is drug addicts that's nodding off.
But he keeps saying entire cast of drug addicts nodding off. Brick, Brick, yeah, I'll give you that. Now, Young Ant Jefe seems like he just tired. Or when we get back to his part, he says he smokes a lot. I mean, I'm the same, bro. I smoke all day. You leave me on my couch or in a chair by myself for fucking 30 minutes, I'm gonna be passed out for sure, 100%. I have no trouble going to sleep.
Make it make sense, gang. And then they laugh. Oh man, you seen how he was asleep? Clowns. This how I know they little ass kids.
So it's like he says he ain't talking about Ant in a second, but you're obviously referring to Remo and Lush right there laughing about it. So, like, bro, if you don't say it, stand on it, man.
No, this ain't about Ant Hefe. I know Ant Hefe.
How is it not about Young Ant Jefe when you just said the two people were laughing at him are clowns? Young Ant Jefe fell asleep. I tried to find the clip. He fell asleep a couple weeks ago, too. I mean, he didn't go all the way out and he wasn't snoring, but he does doze off. Especially if we're in the back on those couches, he definitely dozes off. In the front, he doesn't. He's up. The chairs keep you awake and more into it. In the back, how those little couches are set and you could just lean your head, especially when you sit against the wall and you could just lean your head against the wall right there, like, for sure, bro. Fucking dozing off.
They was asleep today.
And then they wear the sunglasses too, so the lights probably aren't keeping him awake as much.
Shout out to Ant Hefe. Because on his channel, he be talking that shit. This ain't sneak dissing Ant Hefe. Ant Hefe just so happened to fall asleep today.
Well, I guess it wouldn't be sneak dissing because you're putting it out there and you're addressing it. Sneak dissing would, I guess, kind of be the same thing, right?
I mentioned this before Ant Hefe fell asleep today. Go watch the episode with me and Ralphie when we got into it about the stinks. I brought up people's lean addiction. I said, how is it cool or entertaining to be on liquid heroin and fall asleep and the fans are entertained by the shit? It just so happened that Ant Hefe fell asleep today. Not saying he was on lean. I don't know what the fuck Ant Hefe do. He just fell asleep today. But this ain't a sneak diss to Ant Hefe. Because I already...
Well, put the names out there because pretty much Brick and Young Ant Jefe the only two to really fall asleep. Conrad kinda, but Conrad ain't a host, bro. When he comes in, they like him. Come on. They try to put him on, and he's like, he ain't really with it. But every once in a while, he'll sit down. But, I mean, bro, you're talking about Brick and Ant. Have to be. I'm there all the time, bro. People ain't drinking lean around there like they did 5-10 years ago. Lean is so expensive and hard to get. People ain't pouring that shit up like they used to. Now, maybe some of the guests that we interview might be a little loaded sometimes, but that's not a host. People are watching that because they're into that artist and they want to see about the artist. Interview and like the podcast we do, like the No Jumper Show and the news, two different scenarios and things. The interview is based on that person from what he's done, and that's just going to be who he is and how he comes. And now the podcasts, are based around the No Jumper revolving host and all that.
already said this. Like, it's documented. Go watch the episode that I had with Ralphie. We was on No Jumper last Friday. Like, Brick Baby used to do that. Brick Baby used to fall asleep. I done seen countless motherfuckers over there fall asleep, and these little dumbass, I ain't gonna say dumbass. I'm gonna say dumbass. These little dumbass 16-year-old white kids in the burbs who've never been around gangs in their life but want to live vicariously through gangs is so entertained by dope fiends. It's crazy.
You should be like a drill sergeant or something.
Not. That shit lowers my vibration. I want dialect. I want to learn shit. When I sit back and I watch Joe Rogan and he bring a scientist on,
Yeah, but you need to level your vibration out a little bit because when you be trying to get your point across and talking, you're almost like a little like suspect kind of, where you're just a little too passionate about it. Start yelling, getting into it. Like, you can say what you mean without getting on the edge of your chair, trying to be the loudest in the room.
bring an archaeologist on, he brings a doctor on, and they feed us with new information. Like, damn, cuz, that's some shit I need to go study. That's entertaining to me.
No, same here. I watch all the Joe Rogan, the doctor interviews, the scientist ones, some of the fighter ones. I really don't watch too many of the comedian ones, but if it's a doctor one or scientist or any of that shit, I'm there for sure. And lately I've been tripping out on that on Spotify, the narcotics one or whatever, the guy that used to be a border patrol and now he interviews people and all the cartel, like people that go after him and everything. That one's pretty interesting.
But when you got 16-year-old white boys or 16-year-old Hispanics dictating your content, that's a
Oh, so no black folks watch it either? Like, yeah. Probably a lot of black people, a lot of Hispanics, a lot of white people. I would probably think it's even across the board, probably. Maybe a little some more here and there, but I would think it's probably pretty even. Probably more males than females for sure, but when it comes to race, it's probably pretty even, I would think.
problem to me. Ain't no fucking teenagers gonna dictate my content or what the fuck I talk about as a grown man. It's not happening. Fuck is you talk like it's not happening, gang.
But how are the fans dictating what No Jumper does? Like, I don't really... Where are you getting this from? It's not like they do polls and like, all right, what do you want us to do? You want us to do this? If they were dictating what they wanted done, you guys wouldn't even be up there because it seems like most of them don't even like you guys. So that's Adam doubling down and still having you guys come up when the fan base is obviously not even fans, it seems like, especially if you read the Reddit and a lot of the comments.
You gotta, yeah, like the majority of the No Jumper fan base is a bunch of little brazies and shit.
Okay, so a supporter of mine has sent me this and was like, hey, viral way slick dissing. So I'm like, okay, let me look into this. I get the video. The video is even longer than this clip right here that I played. But I get the video, and when he first, like, you know, once he's shooting his shot, like, man, this is what y'all entertained by, people doing this and that.
All right, let's just cut right there and let me this is what happened Thursday, and Viral Rich tries to blame. Well, I was talking about this last Friday with Brick, and it's like, bro, this is an old ass topic, like, or with Ralphie. Brick's been gone like 2-3 months already, and since then, I mean, bro, who's been asleep on the podcast? Like, let me know, because I think you're just trying to bring up old shit. Right here, this is where Young Ant Jefe passes out. See, all this conversation about these guys podcasting and blah, 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 blah. Young Ant Jefe's like, fuck, bro, this shit's boring. Yeah, starting from the ground up right now, be a little hard. But, bro, if you got talent and consistency beats everything. Because I guess you guys see me. Probably most of you are probably even still watching this by now. Because I see most of y'all click on for a few minutes and get out of there. But I try to do shorter stuff, but it just stretches out and ends up longer. But yeah, Lush, fucking anybody can do it now. You just got to be consistent, go hard, find your lane, keep practicing and do it. The problem is nowadays, YouTube pays everybody probably the same, so that's where it gets a little tricky. But if you're a garage guy getting it out the mud, you'll probably do pretty good. Now, if you try to start hiring people, level up, get a spot like back on Fig, then you're probably going to start having some troubles. I feel like podcasting is a garage-based hustle for sure. I mean, I got a nice garage. My shit's all drywalled. It got an AC in it, drop ceiling. This shit's badass, so I don't feel like I'm sitting in a garage with just framed out fucking shit and a bunch of spiders. Like, this shit, before I moved in here, the guy that had the house before me, it used to be his office. So I got plugs all over the walls, internet. It's nice. It's like set up perfect for it. I just need a bathroom out here, and then I could have people coming by. Yeah, well, nowadays you just got to be consistent, go hard, find your voice, find your lane. And that was the hardest part with me is just trying to, because I didn't really want to do no jumper stuff because other people do. I just felt like a little tacky, so I tried to mess around and do other stuff. But after being at work all day, looking at the screens, last thing I want to do is come home and do more research and try to find out something else to do. So that's when I just asked Adam, like, hey, bro, do you care? He was like, nah. So it makes it way easier because all this stuff I take in, now I just come home, rewatch the little video real quick, refresh, and then boom, get to it instead of having to do all this research, print out all these papers, save all these documents, and just try to read them, put it together. I figured since I work there, y'all probably just want to hear what I got to say. You know, it's kind of like a little cheat code for sure. And Young Ant Jefe still passed out.
If you try, I'll say.
Let's get to the snoring. See right here, when Valro was saying homeboy was sleeping and the two clowns were laughing, this is what he was referring to. But then you want to clean it up and say, I'm not talking about Young Ant Jefe. If you're going to say it, fucking stand on it. That's all I gotta say.
My boy had a long one, man.
I'm sorry. I don't know if this just means just we suck. I don't know. I can't tell. Like maybe we suck, bro. Like,
I mean, it's kind of like, all right, creating content, Josh, or I mean, Remo or Lush. Like, soon as you seen him not reacting, and you could probably tell, like, Josh, I would have went on Lush and Remo. I would have went on them, and then I would have tapped Young Ant Jefe, like, hey, bro, come on, like, because if no one woke him up and you just let him wake up on his own, like, you're not really letting him know, like, hey, bro, that ain't really what we're doing here. Like, you just let him catch a little extended extra sleep, just laugh it off. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I would have went on Remo and Lush, and I would have went over and tapped Young Ant and been, hey, bro, come on. What are you doing?
Like, them Gucci's is going crazy, though. I'll fuck with them.
they are hard.
See, all right, Young Ant Jefe just came back, too. He tries to say that he was out and he was listening. He didn't know what the hell they were talking about.
Being that I did fall asleep yesterday on the No Jumper News, I almost a little bit fed in to the BS and to the fake entrapment. Like, okay, is he shooting shots? Is he talking about me? But as he finished going on, he like, and I'm not talking about Young Ant Jefe. Shout out Young Ant Jefe. Yeah, he fell asleep today. But as he points out, he and Ben made this analysis and our assumption that this what captures the audience of No Jumper. Now, and I had to think about it as well. Being that it was fresh, that's the only way I could allow myself to fester or to feed in to the naive behavior and singling myself out like he talking about me, because
I mean, Young Ant, it's either Brick or you, because I don't know who the hell he's talking about that's coming on there fucking falling asleep.
I wasn't even on lean. That's for one. Number two, I'm not the first person to fall asleep on No Jumper. And no, I didn't fall asleep because it was boring. No, I didn't fall asleep because I was trying to be disrespectful. I fell asleep because I was deprived of sleep and I was running on low fumes and energy and had double back up to No Jumper on a day that I don't usually double back up there on, and had been in the studio prior that morning to that. Just had came in. Probably only had about 2 or 3 hours of sleep. It was right up there. So his opinion is his opinion as far as the audience that watch No Jumper. You know what I'm saying? That's his opinion. I can never be mad at Viral Away for his opinion that who he feel that watch No Jumper. You know what I'm saying? That the analytics and stuff like that. It is what it is. But those are the supporters that give you the views, that give you the revenue. You know what I'm saying? A pay. So I think what even brought this topic on is that we had a No Jumper segment on Tuesday, and Brandon had came up, Defiant Brandon had came up, and Viral Way had came up, and they was basically like saying that Defiant Brandon make No Jumper boring, you know what I'm saying, with how intelligent he poses himself, and you know the smarts, you know what I'm saying, he portrays, and the smarts he shows. I'm not gonna say portray as if he not smart, but you know the character he portrays on No Jumper, you feel me? Like Adam was basically,
Yeah, Brandon's just like an antagonist. If you go back, you can see him arguing both sides of points. If you go back through all this stuff, like he just, well, you say this, well, he's going to disagree with you. And Brandon thinks that's good podcasting, to disagree with anything you say and try to argue it. And a lot of times, bro, yeah, I mean, some history stuff, some of that he got to, but bro, you hear him Brandon try to talk about hip hop and rap music. Like, bro, homie ain't got it. So yeah. Everybody's smart and educated in whatever they'll put their time into. Very few people are smart about everything. Yeah, No Jumper's a niche base, niche topics. I mean, they're not tapping in there to hear about red pill shit. That's what they're not tapping in to hear about.
he said that people not cool with it. And then I think something was said about Viral Way. Then, you know, Munchie hopped in, was like, you know, shout out Viral Way. And as well, you know, shout out Viral Way. I ain't got to shout them out yet, you know, definitely, you know, rock with them. You know, it ain't never been no smoke. You know, they definitely, you know what I'm saying, you know, got some good content. You know, they definitely in them trenches and standing battle tested. You know, when it comes to the, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the blackness for sure. You know what I'm saying, you got to give them that. But yeah, so you know, I watched this and you know, for my folks that send me this, man, I don't find no disrespect to what they saying, man. Their opinion is their opinion, and I wasn't off lean. And people think just because you double cup that you off lean.
And they just keep going back to the lean and all that. It's pretty much just falling asleep while on the podcast.
I'm a big cookie smoker. I'm a big weed smoker. I smoke blunts back to back. Adam had pointed out on the Tuesday segment as well, like when they was clowning Lefty Gunplay.
I'm going to have to peep your bag next time you come on back, because you keep saying you smoking all these cookies, da-da-da-da-da. The real Girl Scout cookies? Or you just mean you're going to the dispensary and getting cookies from the cookies dispensary? Because if you got that real deal Girl Scout cookies, that should lay on your ass. But I'm just curious, like, I mean, do you even know what real Girl Scout cookies is? Or I'm going to have to peep his bags next time and just, you know, check him out one time, see what he's working with.
About how he smoked meth, Adam was like, the way he met Lefty Gunplay smoke meth, it's how you be firing up them cookie blunts. Like, the way you like weed is how he like meth. He made the comparisons. The way I smoke weed and fire it back to back after I finish just smoking one, I don't even let the whole high set in. I just be blowing. I smoke Girl Scout cookies. You know what I'm saying? It's a crossbreed. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a basic.
Everything's a hybrid nowadays, dude. Pretty much everything. You find, and especially when indica, now some sativas are still like only sativas, but most people ain't really into sativas. Everything's a hybrid nowadays for sure.
Sativa and the indica, but it's a heavy smoke. So the way I'm smoking, I'm a person that's smoking like a zip a day. If you allow me in a space to where I get comfortable, a car, sit down, in any place that I'm comfortable at and I'm high, I'm going to nod off in or fall asleep if my body get relaxed. So that's all that was. I was in no jumper, you know what I'm saying? My people around.
I mean, I'm the same way. 'Cause I smoke a lot too, bro. When I get home, or I mean, even sometimes when we're doing interviews, like Adam can look over, and if I'm laughing and I'm into it, it's probably going to be a good one. If you look over and my head's bobbing and weaving and I'm doing everything I can to stay awake, shit's probably going to be boring as hell. And I just imagine anybody watching that interview is going to be passing out. But it's probably like the same with Chap Lord Ross. His 3-hour documentaries. I got a question for y'all. How often do you fall asleep watching it and have to go back and give him another view by watching it again? Anytime I watch any Trap Lord Ross stuff, he probably gets like 10 views out of me from coming and going, because you can't finish that whole thing in one sitting. So you leave, come back, boom, that's another view. Rather than 5-minute, 10-minute content where you watch it once, you're done.
You know what I'm saying? I'm relaxed. I'm smoking. Remo and Lush interactions are more with each other than with me. So that frees me up to where I'm like, okay, I'm just chilling, and into the pod, I doze off. But during the doze off, whether you believe it or not, I hear everything that's being said. I hear the whole conversation. You know what I'm saying? From when they switch it, okay, well, let's go to this segment. We talk about this. I'm saying, what you think about this? What you think about that? So I'm hearing everything they saying, and I know, and I'm like, oh, I'm thinking I'm up to.
You hear what they're saying, but you didn't give us any examples. But I'll give, the doze off part, you probably still hearing. But once that snore comes, you're toast. You're toast for sure. You ain't awake once that snore starts coming.
The whole time, but I'm like in a daydream now. But long story short, for y'all that's out there that's trying to like say that Viral was sneak dissing, they wasn't sneak dissing me because I wasn't off lean on that episode of No Jumper. You know what I'm saying? Period. You know what I'm saying? I was sleep deprived, had to get up there to holler about something, and I end up doing a No Jumper news, which I haven't did No Jumper back to back since I've been going up there. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so my final thoughts. Viral raves, when you call it sneak dissing, content, whatever you want to call it, I ain't going to say sneak diss. I'm just going to say it's all content. They're bringing attention to what the hell happened or going on. But Brick was the only other one that would probably be up there falling asleep like that. But I could tell Young Ant Jefe, like that tiredness is, yeah, it looks like it's from smoking a lot of weed, just pushing on the grind. I don't really see him scratching and itching. I don't really see like the whole opiate fucking look on him. I don't see sweating. I don't see him scratching the same odd spot over and over. He looked like he just pushing himself, going on the grind. Sleep catches up to him. And if the conversation's boring, he's going to catch a little extra sleep. But in the front, when we're in the chairs, he's sitting up, moving around, more into the conversation. You're at the table. You don't really see him not dozing off up there. But in the back, on those little couches, you're just sitting, you lean back. Like, bro, I would be passed out too. I can't really say much because, bro, I'd probably be fucking snoozing, especially if the conversation a little boring and, you know, like, what were they even talking about? They were, like, talking about podcasting, and it's a conversation that already been had, like, a bunch of times lately. So Young and Hefe is probably like, bro, I heard all this shit already. But, yeah, with that, let me get that out. Let me edit this shit down because it's already, like, 40 minutes, bro. So I got to get this down to, like, at least 20, 25. Because ain't no one watching ain't no one watching my whole shit. That's for sure. I ain't got enough motion for that yet. But with that, let me know what you like, what you don't like, what your thoughts on it. Please subscribe, comment, all that other shit. With that, I'm out. Later.